Sorry I'm late. Just going over some car shit. Just going over some car shit. Oh. We got two people in here. Who we got first? Who's got first comment? Honda Vlogs. What up, Christian? How you doing, man? He says DC5. Yes, DC5. Love and hate of my life. No, just kidding. Fucking old school's here. Fucking what up, Shades? How you doing, old school? How are you doing? Tommy Lou says, hey, Tommy Lou, thanks for coming to the channel, man. Haven't seen you here before, I don't think. How's everybody doing on this Thursday night? So, I got some news today for y'all. But before we reveal, I want to see what y'all's guess is. Is the motor locked up or is it not? Tommy Lou says not. Honda Vlog says it's fucking mint. It never gets old. Hunter Tunes channel is just fucking awesome. Fucking mint. Is it dog pile chicken smile? Tommy Lou says you don't start it. Yeah, no, haven't fired it up. I'm talking turning it by hand. We pulled the plugs, coil packs, turned it over by hand, and it is not seized up. This is the happiest I've been in 10 days. So when we pulled the plugs and the coil packs, Juan cranked it over by hand at the crank, and fucking there wasn't water in all cylinders. There was only water, a little bit of water in cylinder number 3. So honestly, I think everything in there is okay. And if it's not, I mean, this would be a beautiful time to get a K24 block and just get a new block and slap the head on there, because I'm pretty sure the head wouldn't have any damage. So like get a TSX swap for like $1,000. Go Frankenstein. But if it runs, it runs, man. Because also Christian, we ordered the coil packs, so yeah, when we do try to start it up, it will have ignition. Old school said, how are you? It's more like it, cuz what's the word, my dude? I says, I don't know. Yeah, not being locked up and not and the motor working optimally, those are two different worlds. So that's why we ordered the coil packs. Already got the NGK iridiums pre-gapped, you know. One day at a time, guys, you know. Makes me worried, honestly. Like, I'm excited the motor's not seized up. I'm totally happy, but it's just anxiety through and throughout. Like, one day at a time, you know, that's all you can really do. Honda Block says you can pull the pan, take off the lower rod cap, and just look at the bearing for any scoring. If it's cherry, the top one's probably good too. Old school says, have you pulled the carpet out yet? Don't want it to grow mold and shit. Carpet's toast. Seats are toast. Back seats toast. All the interior except for plastic panels toast. we have the doors open, we have the hatch open, and we have fans on it. So it's already dried out, honestly. Like it's been what, 10 days. The carpet is dry now. That's the irony. So I mean, pretty soon, once it's dried out and it's not like mud water. I mean, it's not like sopping wet or anything like that. So I don't think it's going to grow any mold. But Hanabok says truth, but I think Shades had to leave it because insurance, so it had to just sit till they knew. Yeah, exactly. That's why we didn't wait to crank it over by hand. And Christian, it's funny how you remember how you were saying like, I wish you hadn't talked to the insurance company yet or made a claim yet, and just like started it up, pulled the plugs, put new coil packs in, the bitch fires up. I talked to my pop about that. He's like, yeah, I really wish we would have done that too, because like, I've already made a fucking claim and I thought the motor would have been seized up or something. And the electrical system would have been fried. So it was just like hilarious that, there's only like, I didn't see it myself. Obviously I wasn't there. Juan was just doing it on his own time. But fucking, he cranked it over after he pulled the coil packs and the plugs out. And he said that only a little bit of water came out of cylinder number 3. That was it. 1, 2, and 4 are fucking cherry. I talked to Flying Gato today, and he's telling me this thing about there's a loophole with North Dakota. Like I could get my car registered in North Dakota, and they don't do inspection there or something like that. So like I could be in Virginia with North Dakota plates, which is not particularly what I want to do because it just seems like sketchy or something. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if that's like legal or doable, but I mean he has his Prelude, like it has North Dakota plates on it apparently. I didn't even realize that, but something like that. There's got to be ways to loophole around this, because if we can, we'd like to keep the shell. Like we're starting to see eye to eye on that. Like we could get another shell. I'm not opposed to that necessarily, but fucking it's going to be more work, having to swap a whole motor from one RSX to another RSX and all the interior and all that shit. Eric says, so the motor is good. As good as we can tell, man. Like, I don't know if any of the internals are messed up or anything, but yeah, they turned it over by hand, and there's only a little bit of water in cylinder number 3. So looking like we got some hope, man. We got a good electrical system. The K-Pro's not fried. The motor didn't sit in a whole lot of water. We could be not bad at all. Old School says fucking insurance companies, love-hate relationship. Facts. Dead ass facts. Gato's here. What up, man? Is the motor good? I just jumped in. It cranks over. It's definitely not hydrolocked, I'll tell you that much. I don't know if the rod or any of not the rod, the crankshaft or the rods or any of the internals, ring lands or anything because of the water and the pressure. I really doubt it, honestly. I cut the motor so quickly. Eric says, nice, bro. Flying Gato says, change that oil and start that bitch up. That's the next step, man. We've already ordered the coil packs. Dude, coil packs are mad expensive. They're like $80 a piece. So that's like $320. And then we get shop discounts. So it was like $230 or something like that. So those are going to be here soon. We'll see if this bitch fires up. If this bitch fires up, dude, I'm just going to drive it around. Be like, fuck you, insurance company. But we did pull the plug on our insurance policy for the RSX, so it can't be driven. Like I'll be driving around without insurance, so that kind of sucks. Let's see. Old School. Jamar Turner's here. Says, what's going on? Well, what's going on? The motherfucker ain't hydrolocked. Cranked it over by hand. There's a little bit of water in cylinder number 3. So letting it dry out, letting it fucking we're gonna drain the fluids. We're gonna put new plugs and new coil packs in it because I needed new coil packs anyway. That's the whole reason I got stuck in this flood. Something as simple as coil packs fucking got the car flooded, you know? Wrong place, wrong time. Because I would have been out of there. I would have been out of the woods. We would have done the review. Let Christian drive the car for 30, 40 minutes or something, have some fun. And I would have been back in Virginia by the time that flood hit, you know what I mean? Gato says, peace. Eric says, BRB. Old School says, later, Honda Vlogs. Gato says, I have RSX Type S coil packs on my S2000. Yep. Any 2.0 or 2.2 or 2.4 liter, I think they all use their VTEC motor. They all use the same coil packs. Let's see. Honda Blog says, yeah, a lot of people use K28 packs on their S2K. LOL. Chris Millington's here. What up, man? Hey, bro, just got my Dunlop Durezas in a 225/45/17, along with my new XXR 527 17 by 8.25 35 offset. It all came pretty much right now. It all came pretty much right when I pulled up to my house. So happy, dude. I'm happy for you, man. That's dope. Definitely good shit. Sounds like some meaty tires, meaty wheels. Old School says, so you taking off the head or not? At this point, I don't think we're going to have to. Crossing my fingers. That bitch fires right up. New bid. Oh, that's for those Supra. Oh, okay. eBay stores rocking and rolling. Just got a $30 bid on a fucking toy car. Hey, let's go. Honda Blog says, shades, do a leak down test on the head before you crank it. That's a good idea, too. Gato says S2000 coil packs are $120 each. Yeah, I'd believe it, man. S2000 parts are, like, I think RSX parts are overpriced, but S2000 parts are fucking ridiculous. Honda Vlog says, just in case a valve is bent, you can be 100% sure. Yeah, it's a good idea too. And not to mention, we wanted to upgrade the valve train anyway, and we were overdue for some valve adjustment because the valves are a little ticky, a little noisy. I mean, I'd rather hear them than smell them. So the car ran good and everything, but it was a little bit loud, like. But shit, what was I about to say? Yeah, we wanted to get Super Tech valve springs and retainers and upgrade and get some new valves anyway. So, I mean, that would be a primary good old time to do this. Put everything back together since we have to, or don't, or I don't know. Let's see, where are we at? Gato says, agreed. Leak down test, no oil change. Yeah, transmission flush, change, all the fluids. Anything that's a fluid that's in there, it's going out the door. It's going in a pan. Just start fresh fluids, fresh gas, fresh fucking anything I can think of. Plugs, coil packs, the works. I mean, the Honda K-Pro has been freshly refurbished. I mean, it passes a boot up test, RAM test, lights stay on, everything. So, I mean, let's see. Chris Mellington says 120 each. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, for real. Dude, the fucking RSX ones were $80. I mean, we're talking genuine Honda ones, not knockoffs. Because even let's say you went and got coil packs at O'Reilly's or AutoZone. Pop got a set of fucking Bosch and not injectors, Bosch fucking coil packs from O'Reilly. It's supposed to be genuine Bosch, good replacement. Bosch is a good company. They were counterfeit. O'Reilly had bought a bunch of counterfeit Bosch coil packs in surplus in bulk. And obviously he got to return them and told them these are fucking fake. And they were like straight pissed. Like whoever their vendor was screwed them over, and they got screwed over too. Let's see. Old School says, nice. It's good to hear the motor isn't seized. Yeah, for real. Chris says, love all your channels, guys. Hey, thanks, man. We appreciate it. I know I do. Honda Blog says, LOL, drain the gas tank too. If you got water in the cylinder, who knows? Gas should be easy to drain. Yeah, I mean, it's got a plug on it or whatever. It's not that hard to drop out a gas tank. That's the least of my worries, like having to drain the gas tank. Having to fucking dissect this K-Series motor is more what I'm worried about. But to all the people that are, supporting on the GoFundMe or offering help, like Gato's offered help, Surge Moto's offered help, Evan Rulu's offered help. So, I mean, all those people offering help in any way, shape, or form, dude, I really appreciate it, because it'd be nice if we get, if we have like a $2,000 check basically, plus the $550 bought the car back as a, flood car, parts car, or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, I don't even know. If getting the motor put to another shell, let's just say, because that has a clean title, because my car was a rebuilt title. It'd been wrecked 3 or 4 or 5 major times. You know what I mean? So, it would be better in the long run to swap my motor into a clean title, a car that's never been wrecked before. It would be a lot less headaches. You know what I mean? Because if we're going to try to reinstate this flood law thing, like get the car reinspected, I've already thought about this with the bolt-ons I have. They're non-carb legal. It's going to be impossible to get the car reinstated as a, rebuilt title or whatever, because we have no catalytic converter, no emission system, a fucking Honda K-Pro, and a bunch of like racing shit in there that isn't gonna fare well with a state trooper and an inspector. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be like, yeah, fuck you. And I don't feel like going through the hassle of having to. Technically, I can't even put my stock exhaust on. I have the stock header, stock muffler, and stock B piping, but the catalytic converter I don't even own anymore. I sold it. So we'd be better off to just get a shell for like $500, no rust, no body structure damage, and then put my motor in it, get some new interior, and take it to my tech to get it inspected. And we got essentially the same car, fresh with fresh everything, fresh paint, fresh interior, well, not really a fresh motor, but I mean, it's got 90,000 miles on it, and it's been went through, fresh coil packs, plugs, fluids, everything. Honda Block says, all right, for sure. Now I gotta go. I'm hella happy, Shades. You don't even know. I fucking been half-ass sad since you sent that text. Fuck, this is great news. Yeah, man. And don't feel bad, man. I know it's a 1 in a million shot. Like, we were meeting up, and like we were gonna meet on the 31st, and then this flood happened. I mean, no malice, dude. It's nothing towards I'm not like mad at you or upset with you. Like, oh, I wish I would have never met that guy that supports my build. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing but good feelings towards you. Give my build support, showcasing me on the recap show. Like, it was worth it in my opinion to a degree. I know that sounds crazy, but like, friends are better than tangible things. You know what I mean? That's really what it comes down to. It's kind of hard to put that into words, but that's really what it comes down to. Like, dude, I'm only 29, man. I can build. We got a whole lifetime ahead of us. We can build tons of cars. I mean, look at people like Young Static, dude. That guy's got a new build like every 5 seconds. Like, it's fucking awesome. Gato says $80 is a bargain for S2000. Yeah, that would be. How much did you say they were? 120 each? God, that's $480. Jesus. Time for that discount. Chris says, oh, that's nice. Damn, that sucks. Gato says, me and my Type R are ready for the trip. Yeah, dude, I'll take you up on that, man. For real, though. I told my pop that. He was like, really? It's like, that's super nice. Old School says, time to swoop that $600 RSX you told us about. Yeah, I just got to go check it out, make sure it doesn't have any rust. Like, that's the main thing I that detest me away from getting it. If it has rust, fuck that. We'll buy one that is in better condition, part out what we want from it. If it has tan interior, cloth interior, whatever, we'll sell all that. Sell the A3 motor that's in it, because obviously a base model is going to be cheaper than getting another Type S, unless it has a blown motor in it or some shit like that. But it's hard to put into words. This guy literally said that he drove this car off the road in the snow to avoid hitting a dog and ripped the bumper off. And the A3 motor has a vacuum leak because it surges on idle. It doesn't cut out, but it's like va 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 va. It's just doing that basically. So that is synonymous with a vacuum leak. And 600. He says $600 are best offer. So I know I can get him down to like $400 probably, especially if we're towing it away. Because he's like, I want to get rid of this car like tomorrow. 600 or best offer. So we're getting there, guys. One day at a time. Fucking, it's exciting and it's anxious at the same time. It's like, this is so fun. It's like playing a fucked up game of Honda chess or something, Like, you're like, all right, we can't do this. We can do this. The motor's good. The electrical system's good. The K-Pro's good, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's so fucking weird. Chris says, yeah, go with that cheap RSX. Yeah, dude, this is where I'm at. Let's say it has rust. Fuck that. We're not dealing with it. Rust is like cancer. You know what I mean? It's just not what we want to start with. Because my car's 14 years old. It doesn't have rust. So if another one has rust, it was really badly maintained and kept. You know what I mean? I'd rather start with one that is a rebuilt shell that had been hit or has rear end collision damage or something. We could just straighten it out and fix the quarter or whatever. You know what I mean? If it doesn't have rust, we can find a damaged one that doesn't have rust. I would be more partial to buying that as opposed to one that has perfect body lines, but it's rusting out. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound like fun. Rust is not our forte. We don't do rust correction or fab work like that necessarily. We do auto body collision. So if it's crumpled like a beer can, we'd rather have that than, oh, it looks perfect, but then get on the undercarriage and it's completely rusting out, Because I don't know we don't know fabricators that, do rust correction or cut out rust and put new metal in. Like, that seems like a lot more fucking work, time, and money. For real, though. Chris says, yeah, I feel you, bro. LOL. Yeah, dude, Honda chess. That's what we're playing right now. On a secondary note, if any of you are curious how I'm keeping myself occupied or not going insane, music. I've re-entered my passion of music, playing my drums, playing my guitar, trying to play every single day, seeing as I can't really go anywhere or do anything. And looking for a job too. Think Riley? I like being around cars, maybe helping other people with their cars, or their issues and getting paid for it. Might get my mind off my problem or just elevate it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it goes. But I know the whole crew over at this O'Reilly. I'm pretty sure I can get a job over there. So wouldn't be a bad place to start. I know it's not like fucking bank mode money or something, but a little bit of money here and there, 30 to 50 hours a week, keep my mind busy. Might help me out, honestly. Because it's crazy to think Friday, in 3 days, it makes 2 weeks that this whole thing's been going on. It doesn't even feel like it. Like, it feels slow, but it feels like really fast too. It's a really weird feeling. I think I said that in another video. I was like, time's going fast and slow at the exact same time. Chris says, nice. Oh, yeah. But yeah, just playing a lot of drums, man. Getting reacquainted with my drum set, getting the groove on. That's how you get through this. And I think a lot of my, this past like 11 days or whatever it is now, it was hectic around here. There's a lot of fighting and arguing, and like, because like we're out of our comfort zones. I don't have my car. Obviously, they're not happy either. Like, not shit gets weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are like, say the wrong thing because they're upset, basically, and that a lot of that's been going on, and now it's starting to cool down around here. Everyone's on the same page, kind of, and et cetera, et cetera. So things are getting better. Things are getting better. Where's the bid at? Doesn't even tell me. Bids and offers. It just said I had a bid. Let's see. Chris says, I love cars, but I don't know enough to work on them for a career, just mostly for fun for me. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm not a fucking master mechanic or anything like that. I'm the guy that doesn't have the facilities or the hands-on experience to be swapping like nobody's business. Like some of these guys are fucking smart, I'm not even gonna name drop anybody, just all the people, the usual suspects we all know that have nasty YouTube channels that are doing putting in some serious wrench time and know their shit, K-Series, in my opinion, is too expensive of a motor platform for somebody that's novice or intermediate like me to just start taking off heads and all that shit and building the motor and all that stuff. Like, I'm definitely going to need some guidance, from somebody that's done it before. Because like when I talk to my tech about stuff, he's like, he said to me before, he's like, why don't you do this stuff yourself? Like, it's not that hard. It's like, I know, but it's expensive. And he's like, yeah, it is expensive. He's like, you don't want to put the timing chain on wrong, or, not do this right, or, you didn't click the tensioner 2 or 3 clicks or whatever to get full tension. Like, there's a lot of places you can fuck up. And I'm like, exactly. Thank you. And if you don't know what areas you got to look out for, or you've never done it before, it's like, it's all up in the air, If this was single cams or B series, B20 VTEX that cost $400 for a whole fucking motor, I would buy one tomorrow, strip it apart, learn it, put it, disassemble it, reassemble it, boost it, do a bunch of shit to it, because it's not expensive. Like a $400 motor, that's not expensive at all. My fucking wheels cost more than that, My fucking tires cost more than that. So, I mean, K-Series is not a forgiving on the wallet type of platform to be learning how to build motors and engines and, put all this shit together and like make a performance car. Like, some people might have that kind of bread, but I don't. Not at this point. Once I learn something else, we'll get there. You know what I mean? Even if I knew how to, let's say I had the know-how, I've swapped 12 K-Series motors into these chassis or RSXs or whatever. I don't have the facilities. I don't have a garage. I don't have a hoist. I don't have fucking air tools or any of that shit. Let's see. Chris says I do a lot of outside. Hold on. I do a lot of outside maintenance and grounds work, so I'm always doing outside work. Hey, man, being outside, that's a good place to work. Chris says, yeah, exactly what I say. Gato says we can still do that swap into the RSX shell. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm sure between you, me, and my pop, because he's done motor swaps back in the day on friggin' V8 muscle cars and, Ford Fairlanes and all kinds of, quirky cars. So, like, it's like what Christian was saying. There's like literally like 4 bolts that are holding that motor in, and then the rest is just a wiring harness and the sensors and the coolant lines, and just, I have no question that like we get some smart people even if they haven't done a K swap, I'm pretty fucking positive we could get shit popping, you know? Because like we're gonna see how much John, my tech, will do it for, like taking my motor out of my car and putting it into the shell. If it's like $1,000, we're probably just gonna go that route because I mean, I'm not trying to sound unappreciative, but I'm not trying to make you drive like 6.5 hours. If it's only going to cost us like $1,000 or $1,500, like that's really not too bad. But if he's like trying to get $3,000 or $4,000 or something fucking ridiculous like that, which I think they'll probably do, yeah, I'm definitely up for getting some help because basically, if it goes over the settlement check, like I think it's $2,100, $1,900 or $2,100 or something like that, we got. If it goes over that, yeah, I'm definitely let's get some help, guys. Let's get this going. I'll start buying tools, I'll start buying that engine hoist, start buying the fucking air compressor. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get the got this says just let me know, my friend, I'm down. It'd make for some good video content, man. We could get, you know, fucking you, me, Surge Motive comes into town. Fucking Evan Rulude. I bet we could bust it out in a day. Chris says, I'd love to buy an older Odyssey, like a 99 to 2000, and drop a K20, K24 motor in it and make a time attack killer. That would be some shit right there, for real. Got this says, I think I have most of the tools we need. Yeah, I got some tools. We got some ratchets and we got some, you know, like you said, who the fuck has Torx? I got Torx. Because ironically, I need Torx for a lot of electronics and stuff like that. I don't know like what size Torx we need, but a lot of that shit, a lot of electronics like watches and, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. They require Torx, so I actually do have a Torx set. Got there says minus the hoist. Yeah, honestly, I would probably just buy the hoist because I'd want to keep it anyway. It's like $200 and you have the capability of taking your motor out. So that'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential here, you know, like hope is not lost. It felt like it was for the first 10 days, but day 11 brought something new. Motor's not seized. We don't need a new motor, hopefully. Got this says, all right, I'm out. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for the support. Fucking but yeah, felt like a lot of despair those first 10 days, and then guiding light at the end of the tunnel, you know. So got my fingers crossed, guys. Honestly, it's just crazy. In other news, definitely looking for some Recaro interior. Not trying to jump the gun on that. Make sure I have a car that runs first, but definitely want to get some Recaro interior. And I've already decided on that $12,000 black RSX I was showing you guys last night. We're not getting that. Fuck that. That engine bay, dude, it looks atrocious. There's no way that car has 38,000 miles. I think what they did was it took an 04. It has no Rex. I mean, that part's true. But I think it has a lot more than 38,000 miles on it because the engine bay is clearly, it's indicating that to me. It probably has like 100. The chassis probably has like at least getting close to 200,000 miles on it. Because you can hide all that shit with repainting and stuff, but they didn't repaint. They didn't repaint the engine bay. Engine bay looks like dog shit. And I think what they did was they got a cluster and they got a motor that had 38,000 miles on it, and that's why they're trying to sell it for 12 grand because it's low miles. 38 on the motor, 38 on the cluster. But let's say the chassis has 200,000. They're trying to. It's a scam. You know what I mean? I can tell it's a scam because that motor bay, that engine bay, looks like dog shit. I'm not just talking about the mods he did to it or whatever. I'm talking about the motor, the engine bay. It does not look like a car that has 38,000 miles on it by any means. And it's up in New Jersey too. So like, you know, New York, New Jersey, a lot of scammery going on there. Chop shops, flood cars turned into clean titles and shit like that. True story. Chris Millington says, I think your motor's just fine. Just stay positive. Thanks for the encouragement, man. Hey, man, when Pop came home and told me, you know, hey, so we tried to crank the motor over today, and I'm like, and he's like, and it cranked over. And I was like, that was my look right there. Literally. I was like, is there any water in the motor? He's like, just a little bit in cylinder number 3. And I was like, holy fuck, Batman. Let's get those coil packs in and fire this bitch up, Robin. But yeah, other than that, not too much going on, guys. Fucking Thursday night chilling. Probably about to eat some dinner. Might play a little bit of fucking Fortnite. And also, to somebody y'all don't know probably, he's a subscriber to the channel, but he's more my friend, one of my squad mates on PlayStation, Colton, aka D's Nuts. Literally, when I told him about the flood car, he's like, dude, I think you're going to be okay. I don't know much about cars, but I think you're going to be okay. Because, like, I bet you dry that shit out and start it up, and it fires right up. I was like, what? I don't know about that. He's like, I'm telling you, man. He's like, that shit sucks that it happened to you, and I bet the universe is going to turn around and be like, hey, just kidding. So far, so good, man. I mean, I'm glad the K-Pro is not fried. That's really what I mean. That's $1,500 right there. Because we could get K-Pro again. It's not like, you know, the tune. It was running on a fucking tweaked base map. I just tweaked the reflash number 4, the cold air intake dyno tune base map they have in there. It's like, it's what the reflash is. And I tweaked like, you know, 5 things on it. You know what I mean? Chris Mellington says that's so fucked up, LOL. And it's a Honda you're talking about. They can handle pretty much anything you throw at them. I'm gonna get off myself. Talk to you later, bro. Have a good night, man. Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for stopping in. And yeah, if you fuck up a K series, I mean, even just a Honda motor in general, but let's say a K series, K28.2, you have to throw a lot of abuse and neglect and no maintenance at a K series to really fuck it up. You know what I mean? To the point where it's not running or driving, you know, like, I mean, I've snapped the timing chain, didn't hurt any of the timing, none of the shit, you know, didn't bend any valves or anything like that because I turned it off like instantly. Fucking, you can flood it. You know what I mean? You can get head-on collisions. You can do a bunch of shit to it. I mean, they just keep running, man. It's crazy. Pretty fucking crazy. We got 5 on the head counter. Who we got in here? Who do we got in here? Some people dipped out. Some people are coming and going. Yeah. But yeah, I think our course of action now is just drain everything, new coil packs, some new NGK iridiums, already pre-gapped. Throw those bitches in there. Do a leak down test before that, obviously. And if it doesn't leak down, the valves are good. Shit's probably good, you know? If any of you watchers that aren't commenting have any questions, don't be afraid now. Bust them out. Even if it's not about the flood, you know, and all the shit's happening. If you got a question about the car, mods, what's what, anything, need K-Pro advice, any of that stuff, always open to answer your questions. Always. We're gonna let D's nuts know the car. The motor turns over. And be like, what the fuck? I told you. Man, no one want to play H1Z1. Get the fuck out of here. Any day now. Any day now. Well, I guess I'll just leave that up. He'll get in here eventually and be like, "You little hoe." That's actually the name of the chat party I created. Is you little hoe. What you doing, man?
Oh, I can't hear shit. You little hoe.
You can't hear me?
It's not now, I can't.
What you doing?
Because I have like 10 things going on at once where it makes the loudest shit in this room.
You know you fucked up, right?
And then I got the TV over here.
You know you fucked up, right?
There we go. That's a lot better. Isn't that a lot better?
That's
I say that's a lot better.
It's real great.
It's real dandy.
So we tried to crank the motor over today.
Yeah, what happened?
It's not hydrolocked.
I fucking told you, bro.
You did.
I told you.
There was
I told you the Honda thing would be all good and your engine.
You know I fucked up, right?
You know you fucked up. Well, not really. You know, Mother Nature fucked you. That's all that was.
In the face.
Face fucked and ass fucked with no jelly.
Oh no! What about syrup?
I prefer jelly.
There was a
I prefer syrup.
There was a little bit of water in cylinder number 3, but other than that, there wasn't much water in there at all.
Oh yeah, you little bitch! Get up on my dick. You fucking zombies, man.
You know you fucked up, right?
I'm just sitting here trying to light this blunt, and these motherfuckers are just rushing me. It's like, damn.
Rush him. Old School says, all right, Shades, I'm out. Glad to hear the motor turns. Keep your head up. Thanks, Old School. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, tell them niggas to roll up and get high to it.
Oh, you know it.
I always gotta keep one roll.
You trying to run some duos?
Your mama, no.
Your mama. You're not trying to run some duos? Are you shitting me?
I can't join you. You're not even on board. Jeez.
Well, I thought you were in fucking career mode.
I am, but I can always hit the exit button.
That's right. Old school
I'm
says.
actually just gonna join you.
Old School says always burning.
My man.
He's on that Cali Kush.
Good response.
He is on that Cali Kush.
What about the Khalifa Kush?
Probably that too.
I was smoking some bourbon poison. Actually, I'm almost out of this shit. I gotta get more. I'm going to Nevada next month. I'm going this weekend. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to Nevada.
You know you fucked up.
Yeah, I'm kind of high right now. But tomorrow we're going to Nevada, bro. And I'm gonna get some fucking top shelf fucking
Dank.
shit out of the dispensary.
The dank. Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
Later, Old School. But yeah, guys, I think I'm about to eat some dinner, rolling a little bit of Fortnite. I will catch you guys tomorrow, let you know any more good news if we get it. Fingers fucking crossed. Thanks for everyone that tuned in, supporting. Much love, for real. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.